Hello, good
This
afternoon,
call
everybody.
may be recorded for coaching purposes.
Everybody's doing good. We'll give a couple minutes to get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. People catch up on a video if they would like. But today's class session, we're going to kind of tie in dynamic dashboards and reports, the drill through report. And that should take most of the class. We're going to use the original dynamic dashboard that I created at the beginning of class. And then we're going to create a real quick and easy list report with parameter filters to link to a dynamic dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Oh, you're kidding me. All right, I'll go through another site. That's why I'm glad I left everything in Team Con Exchange folder. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Port Exchange, Incident Management, Content Exchange, VPN, inner class, and then here's my dynamic dashboard. So when you're building a drill through report to a dynamic dashboard, you need to be cognizant of the filters that you have up here, the filters that you have in the different data points. I'll put it in edit mode and show you what I mean by that. If you go to the fields, or say this report, you go recordables by month. The local filter we should have here is our active status for our injury and illness. Recordables by month, we should have it as well. This is the record status. But my point is, I'm going to need this filter also in my child report, right? So you're making sure that when you're filtering in this dashboard, whenever you click on a right click, like on this widget here, you go to, you set up your drill throughs, that everything in this widget, the pie, which is for here, let me back this out a little bit so you can see it better. For here, this is filter recordables. It's not by month, it's by location. So on 44, I'm going to pass the value of location. I'm going to pass the value of incident record status. I'm going to pass the values for calendar year 19, 20, and 21. Geographical name, a level 0 name, by geography. Also, if I got one of these filtered, like for January, I want to pick Lake Mills. I'm also going to pass the value for January. Okay, so all these, whether it's a filter in a report, a filter in a widget like this, or filter in the dashboard up here, or it's a selected item, total recordable cases, or the value January, or the month name, that's got to be passed through to the child report I want to build. And if you remember from our first classes, we did I think it was our second class, we did drill through to another dynamic dashboard. The way to set up a drill through in a dynamic dashboard is go to your upper, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for you to see. So your upper toolbar, there's a target with an arrow on it. Okay, that's for a drill through. Have your visual highlighted, and click the drill through and add new drill through. Okay, and that's going to take you to your menu. I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something, and I hope this works. I'm lobbying to get a bunch of new reports, detailed reports. They're not in yet. I'm trying to get drill through reports that have already been created, that we're using in our older style of dashboards, so you guys can use them too. I need to get approval for those. The challenge with those is you may need they're created for very specific dashboards, so you may need to modify them still if you're going to use them. But it's a head start. I haven't got a response back on that. So anyway, sorry, digress. Choose a new drill through definition. We go to a report, select a report. We're going to go to our demo, and oops, go back. No, I'm sorry. I've been in that area all morning creating a new demo. So I'm going to pick this fall report, click OK. And remember, there are no prompts in that fall report, in that initial report. So I could use this report if it would show up here, there'd be a prompt or a filter in that report. That would be in a box there, and there'd be another box here. Let me cancel this. I'll just show you with a report that I am creating for the demo. So these are my action item drill throughs. Let's just pick open action items. Now it's going to show me all the open action prompts that I have built in the child report. Okay. Now this is one of the production pass-through reports. It's built for audit, but I'm just trying to show you what we need to build so I can connect to all the elements that I have in this dashboard. So I have to build these relationships, and all I have to do is select on it, and it builds this relationship. Obviously, level 0 is not really related to incident type, so it will fail. I'm going to have to go through and build these relationships. So what I'm prepping you for is to understand if you've got a filter, if you've got an element that you can filter on, which is really anything in a dynamic dashboard, you have to create a parameter filter for it in your child report. So what's a parameter filter? Parameter filter is a prompt filter that you can create very easily by a very simple coding method. And it's a little bit advanced, but there's not a lot of people left in the class. This happens every time that we start out with 60 people sign up, 30 people show up for the first class, 30 or 40. By the time we get to the end, we maybe have 5 to 10 left. A lot of people can't make it to classes, so I share the recordings. But a lot of people, just either aren't interested or don't have the bandwidth or the aptitude for reporting. Dynamic dashboards are easy. Reporting is a little bit more difficult. But you're actually doing a little bit of coding. All right. So having said all that, I'm going to keep this here, and I'm going to create a new drill through report. And let's have it a reportable report, and it's, a table that shows the details of reportable injuries. Okay. So I'm going to create that report, and this is just going to be super simple. So I'm going to select a source, package, incident management. Okay. Now I'm just going to build a table. It's not going to be nothing fancy. You can put some details on here. Actually, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to build a list report. I don't really even need a table. Just one query. That's all you need. So I'm going to start out building this by my org structure. Put a name. Just going to go level 1, 2, and 3. And location. Now, when you get more advanced in these, you're running a lot of data. You might want to join on patient ID. But for demonstration purposes and where you guys are at, the names are fine. And what we're going to also now start bringing in, now we're going to be filtering all the way down to location. I'm bringing these in because I need them in my query. Okay. And I'm going to bring everything else that I need in my query. Remember what I needed in my query to join or to link, not really joining them. I need level 1, level 0, level 1, calendar year, record status, month, location, okay? and recordable injuries. All right. Now, you also have to think about what data do you want to look at while looking at your details. Typically, you're going to look at things like the incident ID. It could be the name of the employee. It could be the description of incident, things like that. You know, just general details so you can understand more about the injuries that go along with the risk you're trying to evaluate in your analysis in your chart or in your dashboards. All right, so I'm going to start bringing in information that I want to pull in here. Oops. Incident details, common details. Most of it's going to be in here from common details. Journal ID, incident type. I don't need incident location. It's the same as here. Location code. Definitely want date of the incident. But remember, I also want year of the incident because I'm going to be filtering that. So at this point, let's bring in a couple other things. I'm going to show you how easy it is to cut these out so you don't have to do this twice. Let's look at what kind of work shift they're in. Let's look at, see, the incident department. I am going to need the incident record status because that has to be active, right? You can go to employee details. You can bring in the personnel type, employee name, personnel type. Now, case management, I want to see what kind of classification this case is. So I'm going to go to case progression tracking. I'm going to pull in most severe case. I mean, I can go on and on and on with all the information, right? But what you're trying to do is just get a snapshot. Oh, you're definitely going to want to put in incident description, right? Or it's description of incident. There it is. Okay. So now what we're going to do is cut out the information that we want in our query that we don't want in our report. So year of incident, incident record status. So those are good. Now we're going to cut those out. Now let's look, let's do a couple filters. Just page preview this, see where we're at. Okay, now this is going to have a ton of data in here. And there's one more I'm going to bring in here, and it's an incident management measure. And this is going to filter, automatically filter all of my data based on the definition of what a reportable incident is. It's kind of cheating. I could filter by other recordable, restricted duty, lost time, and fatality. And that would give me just recordable cases. Or I could put in total recordable cases, and this little trick, you can filter, oh, that's a sum, filter, include one. Okay, so you can go greater than one, equal to one, includes one. Give me a little bit of warning there. I could do this manually. Let's do this manually in the query and I'll show you how that works. And you're going to use this column to sum up your values to validate what your numbers are in your recordable cases. If I filter now, I'd want to get 44 recordable cases by Lake Mills in all these years, right? If I look at January over 3 years, let's just pick 1 year.
Ben, I could be looking at it wrong, but it looks like what you pulled in was injury and illness not recordable.
You might be right. Total injury and illness cases. You're very right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That would have drove me nuts. The total recordable cases. Thanks. That was a test. One person test. Just kidding. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. So total recordable cases. You see they add up. Other recordable, restricted duty, lost time. Other recordables not in here. Or first aid is not. For some reason, this one is not. But this might be a, it may be for some other reason. I won't worry about other recordables right now. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to your query, and I'm going to teach you how to do parameter filters. Okay, so parameter filters are really easy. As long as you get your arms around the concept of what the definition of parameter is. A parameter is just a marker, okay? It's just a value that you assign that you're going to pass data from one table of data, which is this table of data. You can visualize this as being a big table of data like it is in our page here. It's a table of data, right? To another table of data, or from one table of data, this table of data, to another table of data through a parameter filter. Okay, so we have to create that parameter and link that parameter between the different elements in our dynamic dashboard. Okay, let's save everything. Make sure we're good. So let's save this as go to for exchange to management. So this is my drill through. All right, so I'm going to, where was it? Oh, it's back in my query. All right, so I'm going to make a couple of parameter filters here. I'm going to drag in level 0 name. And level 0 name, this is going to be a single select filter because you don't want to filter by multiple level zeros because you'd have locations in multiple enterprise structures, and level 0 is the top node of your enterprise structure. Okay, you're going to want to put your command in as equal question mark, and now create your parameter. Make it simple. Level 0. Okay, I do level with capital space 0, and I am done. I'm almost done. Now, in this report, typically I would make this a required filter, but in the idea that this is a drill through report, if I don't want this level 0 name popping up every time I check my data, I don't make it a required, I make it an optional filter. Okay. So in your next one, level 1, we're doing the same thing. But here, I want this to be multiple choice. Determines if expression 1 exists in a given list of expressions. Okay? So this means it's multiple, you can have multiple choice. Level 1 parameter. Okay? You can call it banana pancakes if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay? But you want it to be relevant, right, to level 1 name. So let's call it level 1. And then you can change this to level 1 ID. You know, you could monkey around with it if it's running too slow to get your filter up. You can change your parameter filters to be defined to a different data item. But we're going to keep it at level 1 name. Remember, you got to always make these optional. Because if you don't, you get that nagging little pop-up for a parameter that's never filtered for anything. And we're going to do level 2, same thing. All right, and we're going to do location, then I'm going to pause. I'm going to test these out. And no, I forgot. Now you can double click on these, you know, control click on these, and then you can mark them both optional. All right, so I've got this. I've got these parameters. Now, if I just ran this report, it's going to show me those 4 filters, but they're not going to be cascading to each other. And this is going to be, you know, one of the things I'm going to finish up on. So you can pick your level 1 here. And next week, I'm going to do a little bit more detail. And then maybe even today, if I have time, I'm going to do a prompt page. I might do that anyway. And then level 1. So if I pick here, you notice, pick geography, it doesn't filter these, okay? So anyway, those are your filters. They're built to filter your child report, your drill through report, but they're not mandatory. So here I can select OK. And then I'm just going to get, you know, the total run of my report, okay? However many pages it is. So let's, so I'm going to go here. Okay, so I've got those 3 built. Now let's go into my dynamic dashboard. Now I want to create a drill through for this report. I can do it for any of these wishes. Lost time cases. This is going to have to be a different filter because it's just the lost time. All right, recordables by location. Okay, I'm going to create drill through report. Go up to your target, click on drill through. Add a new drill through definition. I go back to my file location, which I have made. And it is in my beginner class. And drill through recordables. Click OK. And looky here. It's already assigned 2 of the parameters that I've got. One thing it's not going to show is my level 1 or level 2 because there's nothing. I don't have this engaged, right? So it's not picking up that filter. The way to work around that is to go in and pick a value for level 1, and I don't have level 2 in there, but I want it because it's in my child report. So I'll just do it to be consistent. I suppose I don't really need that, so let's just leave it out because I'm already drilling down through by location. I'm going to select Westlake. So the important ones that I think I've got North America. Let's go back. I got to save this, so I'm not doing this every time. Okay, drill through recordables, click OK. Now you're going to see level 1 pop up. Okay, level 2 didn't pop up because I don't have that filter in my parent report. So I guess it's redundant. You don't really need it. Okay, then down here, we're going to build it for this visualization only. That means if you use this, you can't use it in any other ones. And you can't reuse it. You're going to have to create a copy and change the name because it goes through with the name of this report. You try to change it here, it's not going to change the name of the child report, so you're kind of messed up. Or you could use it throughout your dashboard by clicking any visualization. Or I haven't figured out the visualizations in the same connection that use the same data source. I haven't really figured out what the difference is with that one. I know this one works for everything. I haven't troubleshooted this one enough. But this one I'm going to stay away with because I might want to use this in multiple. Well, let's just test it. Okay, this visualization only. We're going to test it with that, see what happens. We're going to apply. Okay, so now, we can save this and unfilter it. So if you're a user and you're filtering for, let's just say, Westlake, and you haven't selected any months, you've got active record status, but I haven't put that filter in my child report. I haven't done year yet. I haven't done North America. Oh, I've done level 1. I've built level 0, and I've engaged Lake Mills. I should have this showing for all my years. So there's going to be a bunch. So let's test this out. So let's right click on that pie, go to my drill through. And if you've only had one selection, it'll go right to that one selection. So I'm going to have a bunch of detail in this report because it's all Lake Mills, but this is going to be for every year. 21, you can go on forever. It's multiple years, okay? Now it's not filtered by recordables yet. You're going all the way down to the bottom, see where we're at. 2020. So all the data I have available for myself here is in like 3 years. So we're getting closer. One thing you can do, we've got a total of 60. Okay, I've got a summary in there, which is good. Okay, so what did we want? We want to go to 13. Now here's an important thing. If you've drilled through once, close it, or it's not going to re-engage the filters the next time you do it. Okay. So now I've got calendar year in there that I need. Oh, crud. I didn't set it up. I should have saved it. Oh, no, I'm all good. Okay. So remember what we needed. Okay. We needed calendar year. We need record status. And let's throw in month as well. So that'll work. Okay. Month name. And then down here, you can also pick by primary owner. You want to look at, this is when you get into action items. You might want to, put action item primary owner in there. Anyway, you can design it the way you want. The functionality is up to you. Okay, let's go to our child report. Now we have year of incident is in our list. We pull this in. Create another parameter year. Click OK. Make it optional. We need incident record status. Now in this one, you do have it in your in your filters. So I'll go ahead and build it. But typically this is going to be hard coded into a report or into a dynamic dashboard. So I could do incident record status equals active and do a hard code here, and would always pull in only active records. Or I could create a record status parameter and link it to my through the parameters filters in my setup of drill through. So what else did I need? Total injured illness, records. Oh, I wanted to do month. I didn't have month in my parent or in my visual, so I'll just bring that parameter in. Drag that in, not parameter, that data item. And we can do multiple select for month. Okay. All right. And this is going to be, again, optional. Okay, so now I've added some more parameter filters. And I want to go manage that drill through. So I click on my, sorry, I should have kicked the down arrow. So it automatically closed that. God dang it. Second time I did this. No, it saved it. Okay, maybe I saved it before. All right. So here, I want to put my dynamic dashboard. It needs to be in edit mode. Click on this. Let's go to my drill through. Let's go manage my drill throughs. Okay. You don't click on the one that you already created. You click on manage. Let me show you that again. So if I would click on this, it would run the report. So you can run the report in edit mode by going up here, either managing or running it, or here when you right click on it, you can just run it from here. You can't manage it from your miniature pop-up. Okay, if you want to manage it, you have to come up to your upper bar, select manage, and click edit. You can always delete this and re-add it or add another drill through definition. Adding another drill through definition would be another report, like lost time cases, okay? Or maybe I create a filter here. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down there. Go down that rabbit hole. All right, so I got these three done. Record status to incident record status, year to the calendar year, and month to I think it's month name. Okay, so now I've got all my prompts taken care of. So if we apply this, I'm going to hit apply again. Now drew through this. Okay, do you think it's gonna work? There's one thing we're missing, and that is the record status. It's not quite going to be right. Okay, I've got the years working. I've got the status working. I've got everything working. Go down the bottom. but it is giving me 13. So what is going on with my total recordable cases? Let me see what I've got going, oops, in my child report. Purposely made that to fail, but it worked. What have I got going on in here? Come on. It's not cooperating, so I'm going to close it and reopen it. I think I might have the wrong measure in my visual. So total recordable cases, 13. Injury and illness status equals active. Oh, I know what it's doing. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. So let's go to the drill through recordables. So my count is accurate, but I've got way more values in here that are non-recordables. Okay. So it's showing up all my non-recordables as well. So how do I get just the sorry, I'm a little tired. It's up early. So how do we get just the recordables? I could filter here by the just the values of 1, but it gave me that error message or potential error message. So what do we want to do? So let's go to our query. And if you look, when you get our if we show you all of our, or share with you all of our drill through reports for all of our dashboards, we use this expression, total recordable cases is greater than 0. That is a better function than selecting the include, selecting that filter. This is a stronger filter to use. Why? I don't know. But recommend using this filter instead of either filtering by the type. So we click OK, save this. Now our number, I was focused on the number before. Save this. Let's filter this, go to a drill through. Still going to show 13, but there's only going to be 13 actually in the report and not just the count of 13. Okay? So that is how you create a very simple drill through report and connect it to a dynamic dashboard. They're really handy. You can put a ton of information in here. You can put in information like root cause analysis. You can put in information like cause of injury, body part. So these drill through reports are really, really handy when you are building a dashboard that you want to show a lot more data than just the counts and the KPIs, you know, your action items, things like that. So you can do this with incidents. You can build drill throughs with your action items. You've already got incident details here, but this is showing all incidents when you click for location, because this isn't just filtering for recordables. You can put a recordable filter in here and it only show for recordables. But you want to see all this gives you more information like your vehicles based on all your parameters that you've selected. Okay, that was a lot. And it's a lot easier to do it now than it is in reports. I can show you how to drill through to a report from one report to another report. If you'd like, that's a little bit more advanced. See what, we'll take a poll, because when you're doing this, when you're going through and managing your reports, when this edit, it's a lot easier to make these relationships and do the troubleshooting in dynamic dashboards than it is in reports. So I always start out here. So I'm going to open it up, see if people have got questions or if people want me to show how to do a drill through from a report to another report. It's up to you. Does anybody have any questions so far or want me to go over anything additional? If anybody's trying to talk, they're muted.
I had a quick question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
When you made the drill through report, and it was based on your level, calendar, and so on cascading. When it got down to the point where you made the drill down recordables, is it only going to be that report for Lake Mills? Like if you clicked on Westlake, would it also run that, or do you have to make a separate and attach it that way?
Yeah. So we do the Westlake. See that parameter? I have a parameter filter for location code in my child report. So it's going to pick up, if I select for Westlake, I either select it here or I just right click on the pie, drill through. And it's showing for Westlake.
Okay, yeah, that answered it. So sorry, I know it was simple. I just wanted to make sure I was following right.
Yep, you got it. Okay, that seems easy enough. This is the first time I've taught this to a beginner class. This typically, typically I don't teach drill throughs at all. I taught it this was the first lesson in the advanced class, but I did it in reports and dynamic dashboards. Would you guys like to go over questions you have on reports? Would you like me to do this from one report to another report? Or would you like to have an hour of your day back?
I just have a question.
Sure.
So you know how you did the level 0 name, level 1 name? I know you said you just called it that. So if you know like your level 0 is Canada and level 1 is region, can you name it that?
Yes, you can hard code your filters in your child report if that's always going to be those values, okay? So I could go into that's a great question. So let me, first of all, save this. And I'm going to hard code my two values to these two, and then it's going to break the parameter filter. It's not going to be a parameter filter anymore. It's going to be a hard-coded filter. Okay, so let's go to my query. So my level 0 name, and I'm going to open up this filter, and this is a little bit of a trick. Okay, so I don't want a parameter filter. I just want to hard code it because I know that's what I'm going to be using at every time. Because you probably have a filter in a widget, right? So here, two ways I can do it. I can find the value here in my data items, right click on it, select value. So I right clicked on the level 0 name, select value, and this is by geo. Oh. Change these keywords. Not case sensitive. Anyway. Trying to be clever and it didn't work. Okay, now you can select it by single value there. Click OK. I can do the same thing, but you want to make this now mandatory. Okay. Required fill. Same thing here. It's not going to be in, it's going to be equal to. You can also do it from your inside your data items. This is inside your data package. It's not inside your data items. And I already had North America there. That value is already passed through somehow. Probably because that's the only thing I have access to here. Make this required. Okay. Save this. Let's close this. Now, let's go to your drill through definitions. Now you're going to see these are broken. Okay, they're gone. Level 0 and level 1 are gone because I don't have any parameter filters in my child report for them. There's no filter there that's going to show up. So this is my child report first. A little bit backwards. Child report shows up first, and then your dynamic dashboard here. So if you look in here, you're going to see them here because they are filters. But you're not going to see them in your child report because it's no longer a parameter filter. Okay, it's a hard-coded filter. Okay, you're just making it equal to a certain value in your report. So we apply this, right click, filter. Another good thing on these dynamic reports with drill throughs, a lot of time the requirement of a report or a dashboard is to extract the data by Excel and then go play with it or do something else with it, or people like Excels for whatever reason. Then you can run it from Excel here. If you're doing it from a dynamic, anyway, so Chana, did that answer your question?
I think so. Like, so would up top, like the level 0, like would that change then to the filters, or is it just
No.
you click on the filters and it shows there?
If you would now change this to something else, it would not pass through in your drill through filters. So you would not get, you'd either get a blank report or you would get data for and if you selected a location that was not in geography or North America, you get a blank sheet. You might get lucky and get the same data, depending on your org structure, how it works. But no, that would totally break your report if you went ahead and changed this here. So you want to use that parameter filter. Did that help?
I think so. I think I have to, I need to play around a little bit in it.
Yeah, these can be difficult to validate. And And please reach out to me if you're trying to build one of these and you get frustrated. They're not. This is one of the harder concepts to build. Parameter values, parameter filter. Took me a while to figure out because I kept on, what's a parameter? What's a parameter? And it's just a placeholder to link data from one report or dashboard to another report or dashboard. You're just linking that parameter together through filters.
Yeah, because I know, like, I have another report that we had built, and I can't, for the life of me, I cannot get the report to run. 4 hours later, and it's failed 3 times. And it's like, it's almost like there's too much data, and I don't know.
Why don't you show it to me? And well, we can address that. Give anything else on drill throughs, and then I'm gonna jump in and start helping people turn this more into a lab and help people with their issues on reports. Any other questions on drill throughs?
Is there a limit of how many you can have per dashboard or report?
No, you have. Yeah, there might be a limit, but I've never reached it. I mean, I've got 8 to 10 on different dashboards. It just makes it kind of confusing because you can, pull it up and then you'll have a list of them. They'll show up, drill through recordables, all be stacked here. You'd have to select one, right? So it can be confusing for the user if you've got 10 or 15 of them, they won't know which one to pick, right?
Okay, sounds good.
I do 1 or 2 per tab, and then like do your injuries on one, action items on another, investigations on another, that kind of thing. All right. So I think that was Shauna. Shauna, do you want to go ahead and share your screen, and I can help you with your challenge?
Sure. Hoping I'm sharing the right screen. So this is a report, like this is just the beginning of the report. Can you see it?
I don't think you're quite sharing it. There's like 2 steps at the end you have to do. Oh, there it comes.
Okay. So basically we built the report, and then so it's got like the filters here on the side. So what I've been trying to do, so this one is more about audits than it is about like reportables.
Okay.
So what the end result of this is, we're trying to find out, like, for people who've had audits, what is the score that they got on that audit, is the end, what's supposed to be in this report. So I can always get to this point. I'll say, for 1 month, for the month of October, and then we've broken it down by the different regions. So I've even tried just doing, like, one region, and then I don't know if I guess it's select all, and then select all, and then just saying the okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where I
So this is a prompt page that you built, or?
yes, yeah.
Okay, did you cascade the level 4, level 5 location name?
Yes,
Okay.
but this is usually what ends up happening.
Okay, so how long ago did you build this?
October 6th.
Okay, recently this month, and I think it was because of a support ticket with you guys or somebody else, we created some new level name fields to use.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, I am going to jump into your environment real quick and see if I can jump into your report and try to fix that for you real quick, because it may take a lot longer.
Yeah, no, like I usually get this screen, like normally I forgot to put it into the full view too, but normally I've left the screen for like an hour, and then sometimes it's
Yeah.
run, but then when I go to hit that, that I do like that Excel, I get in that pulling in for an Excel report, it crashes.
Yeah, let me see if I can tune this up for you a little bit, okay?
Okay. Do you want me to
Yes.
cancel this?
Yeah, go ahead and cancel, definitely. And where does this report live?
It lives in our team content. Our team, so it's in the, you know, the team folder,
Mm-hmm.
team content, and then the company folders. And there's a folder called ThyssenKrupp. Custom folders.
Yeah, it's kind of, I get it.
It's
Yeah,
the,
let me, I'm getting there. Let me. Okay, so I'm going to share, and then if I get lost, just tell me which way to go, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so which subfolder here? Global reporting?
am I supposed to be seeing your screen? There we go.
So
That BUNA, that one, and then the Canada reports, and then the Canada monthly reports, and then you'll see one that, yeah, that one, not one up, no, one below it.
Okay, this is what it looks like.
Yes. Supposed to, yes.
Okay, so these prompts, I'm not sure you created a prompt page. Let me, oh, it's just validating. Okay, so let me just pick, just pick 1 month of data, right? DC region. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, and you don't have to select all here either if you're going to select them all. Okay. All right, so let me see a couple things that are going on. Okay, we haven't created a prompt page. Okay, so those values aren't cascading. That could be one of your problems. And in your query, you do have includes corporate region, BC region, main office. So you've created these location names, includes here. All right. So you've created essentially, which is a parameter filter, a little bit differently. So level 1 includes, where's your level 0? Did you put a level 0 in? Okay. 1 created location.
I think the problem, I think we did a level 1, maybe, maybe it was because we did it level 0, I think is the 0 again.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a copy of this first, so I don't mess up your older one. I'm gonna try to
So I think
clean
level
this up
0
as,
is just like Americas, and then it starts going into country level.
yeah, we got a lot of things going on here that I can help. If everybody, doesn't mind being on here, because everybody will learn a lot on how to build your reports a little bit faster, so they run a little bit faster. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of your filters here for your org structure, and then we're going to rebuild them, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so these are your other 3 filters that includes or excludes. We want to keep all these, right?
Yes.
Audit dates between 2021 Okay, this is a hard-coded filter in here that's probably crushing everything.
Okay.
So let's just disable that. Because you're filtering once here for March 1st to March 30th, and then doing another date filter. All right, so what we're gonna do, okay, I'm just gonna see enterprise structure. Level 0 name. And what did you want to, what value did you want here? What's your level, primary level 0 reporting name? You
I think
gave
it's
by
the-
location.
Yes.
By location?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and the other ones, we're going to create parameter filters. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do a prompt page, quick and easy. So it's gonna help you filter this report a lot faster. Now you did build these. All right, so actually I'm going to delete this and make sure I'm going to delete all these. Well, your report, I want to delete these if, are they here? Audit, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, location. I think you did build it here. Okay, you built it from the right area. I think you built these from here. Okay. Was there a level 1 here? Did I delete that?
I think it, sorry, can you just go back to the screen you were just at? Is it over to the side maybe? Or maybe we don't.
Yeah, I think maybe you didn't need it. I put it
Maybe
back.
level one is, it's just level one, I think for us is just, it's called BUNA. I think
Mhm.
is what it is.
And that's not in the report you need. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do, level 1's in there, level 2 name. And do you want any of these to be mandatory filters?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Like mandatory filters, are those the prompts, like at the very beginning, mandatory filters?
Well, I'm just saying that I'll make them optional, so you can run for the whole organization
Okay.
at first, and then we might want to make them required. Typically, how do you run it?
Well, typically I try and run for across Canada.
Which is at which level?
I believe that is level, I want to say level 1. But I also still need to be able to, like, when I get the report, to sometimes our executive wants to filter to a region,
Mhm.
which would probably be in the level, I think, 3.
Okay, so pretty much this is all in Canada. Let's just make this hard-coded. So level 1 name. DUNA?
I guess level 2 is where it says Canada then.
Okay. And for because I think you had filters in there for level 3, level 4, and level 5, right?
Yeah.
Corporate or field?
Technically, they're both.
You keep them both?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to filter by level 2. Okay, so we're going to delete level 2. Actually, let's go back. Let's select both. Oh, that changed. Okay. How did that work out? So this is the one you do want to be candidate, right?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, let me do this. Equals. I think I picked the wrong one for some. All right. So that's going to be mandatory. Required. Then level 3, we're going to start the prompts. Let's check level 3. See what kind of values we have in here for level 3. Corporate and field, you want both, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just 4 and 5 that you had values in there for prompting. This will definitely speed things up. Okay. All right. So we've got these all required. Level 4, we're going to do a parameter filter, and we're going to cascade that to level 5. Now this audit date, we want this to be a range, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you had this hard coded. So let's cancel this. Let's just delete this. And where's our audit date field? Okay, so audit date. Program details. Start date. So is it the program start date or was it an actual audit date
It's the actual audit date.
from the question audit status? Remember where that, oh, find it here. Where did you get that audit date from? Is it created by? Create date? To create date. Okay, that's the created date's actually the date that you created the audit. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got created date 1, created by, and then we've got, okay, so let's get rid of this. And created date.
Is that created by or created date?
This is created by, so sorry.
So
Okay.
close together.
Okay.
I thought I saw an audit start date. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
I was trying to figure out how to unmute me. It was a few minutes ago when you were in the data. I thought I saw an audit start date.
There's a bunch of dates in here. There's program start date, program end date, program status, update status. Questionnaire is kind of big. Answer created by, answer created, the audit status.
I think it's just
There it
maybe
is,
Start
start
date
date.
up here. Is it the audit status? Start date?
So what I'm trying to do is, you know, the audits that happen between October 1st to like for that month, from the 1st of the month to the 31st or the 30th of the month. So would it be audit status? I don't think it would be audit status, would it?
Could be under, see, when you, this audit created date, I think this is when you, this is under program, okay? So this is when you create the audit program, okay? So the create dates for the audit program, program details, create date. She might be right. I'm sorry, I didn't know who said that. It might be the audit status on the start date.
Okay. We could try and
What's that?
try and see if that's I forget.
Well,
what
I think that's what she probably wants.
Okay. I think that, let's try this one. So let's bring in start date. And let's just, this won't take long. So to create a range filter, just type in range and create a parameter. Okay. So, and we can do this now without creating a prompt page real quick and see if this is going to run very well. Okay, so let's just run this real quick. Okay, so Central Columbia. You don't want to select all of these because these are, some of these are going to be filtered out. So let's just look at what we've got for the past month, right? Let's look for what we have in October and we'll see if it all makes sense. This just might show what audits, I might want to let that run to your page. Audit date created by. Total QuickBooks discussion score, total compliant answers. Yeah, you got a lot of data in here.
Yep. And I don't know if that's what the problem is there's just, but that all of that is what needed.
How many, off the top of your head, how many, yeah, this, okay, so do we have this filtered yet by protocol? We don't, do we? Let's cancel this.
It should have been, I think it was
And so there's a filter by something in there.
yes, so type of audit includes, it's called Canada HRFPA.
Okay. Now, in Canada HRFPA, how many different audit protocols are there? Just one?
It's just one audit.
Because I remember was I working on you with the dynamic dashboard that we were having this challenge and then we ended up
Yes.
building those new fields?
Yes, I'm the
Okay.
troublemaker.
No worries. I'm just trying to apply what we learned then to here. Okay. So usually
I know,
it's
we kept
audit.
having this trouble.
So when you create a new, no, you create a new audit program every time you get to a new location, right?
So I believe
It's the
so.
name of audit program, right? I think I remember this.
Yeah, so normally we just say, new audit, then you choose which program it is. Just,
But are you creating a new program name? I think that I remember.
oh, I think I remember what you're talking about, because I just go in there and I
Because
create
because
new.
I still think this date field might be the audit program start date.
Yeah, because the protocol is called the Canada HRFPA, but I think the programs, the one that your audit program you're talking about, we call it site address.
Okay, so that's a different program.
Yes.
Okay, so this is totally different. Okay.
Yeah, so the protocol should be Canada HRFPA.
Instead of the type of audit?
That's the type of audit. Is that not protocol?
No, the protocol would be, protocol is what you're actually selecting. That would be under questionnaire here, protocol. So let's disable that real quick and try to just do it by protocol. Okay, let's do this. Do you have I don't have location yet. Let's just pick one location and see if we get that to work, okay?
So choose
And-
that Calgary MO maybe.
Okay, also, pardon me?
I guess it was that filter you just wanted me to choose, or
Again, we
Yeah,
shouldn't
the screen you'll-
use, Calgary would be good, but you should always use location code instead of location name. If you're doing filters, location, it's confusing, I know. I don't know why it's set up this way, but it is. Okay, so let's select that. That's going to be option. So Calgary's the one, yeah, that's what I remember using Calgary. So we'll come back. And we'll see if location name makes sense. We might just swap out those two IDs. Level 4, location code. And we'll build a prompt page so these all filter down. Is it Calgary LRT or just Calgary?
So this is the interesting part about Canada, is that Calgary MO is what brings in the Calgary LRT, because Calgary has about 5 different branches that report into it. So we created all of the main branches, main offices have an MO beside them. to roll up all of the small branches into one. So that above level 5 name that says Calgary MO and the level 5 one, that
Yeah.
would select all the ones for all the Calgary.
Okay, so we
If
can
that makes
just,
sense.
so just pick this one?
Yeah, just pick that one.
Okay. Here. And this may be, I may have to break this up into different queries, just because you've got so many measures in here. The audit score, compliant answers, non-compliant, neutral answers. Yeah, findings, action items, these are all going to be in, you're going to have to do a different query by finding. You have to do, because you can have multiple findings per answer and multiple action items per finding. So your data and your numbers aren't going to aggregate correctly. So even if the data does come through, program
Okay.
status, does that make sense?
Yeah, so maybe if because one of the main goals is we're trying to do is that basically our audits have a score to them, and we're trying to find a way to, have a report that will tell us, that John Smith got an audit done on this date and he scored 70%.
Okay, and then it shows all the details afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can keep working on this. This is probably why that's breaking. So let me do this. Let's close this report, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove your findings and action items, okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to delete these from your query. And let's see if we can run it now. And we'll come back and we'll add those in if we can get this to run.
Recognize the screen.
Have you gotten this to show any visuals at all?
We managed to get it to show for like 1 day of information. That's it. I haven't been able to get it to do anything. I gave up after 4 hours.
Okay. All right, so a couple things I want to do here. We got location name in here. I'm going to rebuild all this. And then this is a single audit ID. Oh, this could be crushing it right here.
I don't need the audit ID, honestly. I just need to know
Yeah.
basically who did the audit, what date, location, employee name.
Yeah, let me monkey with this a little bit, see if I can get it to.
And if anybody else has any questions, please ask in this.
We can, yeah, we can take this offline as well if somebody else has something else, because this may be, we're gonna cut this out. We're gonna group all this level 3. I'm gonna group these together.
Ben, this is Kimbra. I
Hi,
did
Kimbra.
have a question regarding going back as far as getting part of the training videos. I know you responded back and said that I should try my junk email to see if it came through there. Would the links, would they be coming from your email address, or is there another email address from Process Map that they would be coming through on?
I'm not sure. See, we use a service called, let me run this real quick, and then we'll let it run, and then I'll pull up that for you, Kimbra, and I'll make sure I've got the right email for you, because I took it off the email you sent me, right?
Yeah, because I got the first week's recording that was just a link, but that one came directly from your email. But I'm not sure. I know that we've been adding additional, security measures. If it's because it had a link to a YouTube site, if that's what's blocking it. But I actually put a ticket in for
It's a Gong site, so there may be blocking from here. The first one was a WebEx, right? And then we switched to Gong.
Okay.
So if I go to my library, and you're looking for number 2, right?
Yep.
2.
That's the
3.
very next one, but I'd like to see each of them because I've had times where I've had to step out. And that's why I want to go back through to make sure I'm really following each of the
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this, just number 2 with you, see if we can get it, and then I'll go back and share the other ones. Yeah, it's still working.
So what is the normal protocol to get the recordings?
Well, normal protocol is I come in here and I've got everybody's email that's been invited. All I do is click on share and everybody gets it.
All right, so after each class, you've done that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So what I did is I try to come in here and make sure I have your name in here. And it's Kimbra, right? Got Kimberly Bright.
Hey, it's K Parker at Ameriqual. So it's Kimbra, Kimbra is the first name, but the email address should be just the first initial last name.
So I tried to share this with you and it might have got blocked because I'm not seeing your name in here. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these from these share.
There I am on the second.
Oops.
I just saw it on the second row, my name.
Kimbra Parker. Okay. So yeah, this has been shared with you before. Let me just delete everybody else and I'll leave you there and see if we can find it. I mean, you've got the invites, right?
I've got the invites, yes.
Okay, so then I come up here and I share it for at least 60 days. Okay, anyone with a link. And I press share, we share it. So let's check your email, see if that comes. So on this one, Shanna, I might start from scratch and help you just build this.
Okay.
Because if I'm getting all, and typically what I'll do is I'll build my org structure how you want it. I'll start getting the measures together, and then I'll pull in a couple measures and I'll test it, make sure it's right, I validate it. Then I'll grab more questions or findings and test it, make sure it all validates. Because you can break it along the way, or there's something that just throws a wrench into it, that the data tables don't match up and it gets stuck. And then you have to like stop there, build a separate query, join it by location, and then pull in those data items so they're filtered separately, okay?
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is set up a time with you to do that.
Sure.
And Kimbra, let me know if and when you get that email or not.
I still don't have anything coming through.
Can you check spam or junk?
I can look in the junk, but usually what will happen, I don't actually have anything going in there. Like it's a pre-filter from our IT department. Because
Yeah,
I don't have anything.
See if there's anything from Benjamin Neeler, Process Map, or Gong recordings that have come through in the past couple days.
Gong, I have one back from the 5/27, but that's the only one that has
Is that from the
Gong.
previous class?
It said a recording that was from the May 26th.
Class?
Yeah, a recording, which it says it's expired right now, so it's probably on that 60-day, but that's the only.
Yeah. Well, maybe whatever address you've received that from, give that to IT and see if anything's been blocking that.
Okay. Okay, I will ask them because that will help me to gain more as far as the class, because right now I've got bits and pieces. I know what I have as far as an intent to build as far as some reports from our some of our executive managers and that. It's just I'm missing some pieces to be able to build them.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
Okay.
Let me just try one thing here, Shanna, before we go.
Yep.
I'm gonna audit program start date. This is the one I use for every report, audit program start date. And then everything else gets filtered by your primary filters. I need to see if this does anything. And one more, take a look at your page. Selected team auditors. Who is this audit for? Employees audited. Is this a large list of employees that are typically selected?
Well, it's either employees audited. It can be one employee in there, or it can be two names in there.
Okay.
So basically, the way our audit works is that you have to do an audit on each employee.
Okay. So And then you want the audit progress on each one of those employees, or is it a separate employee?
It's on each employee, so basically showing whether or not, because we're having trouble, sometimes our supervisors are not IT literate, so they start the same audit twice, so one's a 0% and one is the 100%. So I'm trying to identify which one is not to count towards them.
Okay, so when you get multiple values, that can cause challenges when your score has to do with count distinct of audit records. This could cause problems. You may have to pull in some of this information on a separate query as well. I'm just troubleshooting here. I'm not trying to close your report. You look at these tables, and if you look at these major tables here, okay, these are all data tables. If you're pulling information or things, except for your measures, these are all built properly. Never use setup measures, or questions or protocols. You start from here, and that's where you're going to find your data. So you may, for root cause findings, root cause analysis, cross-location findings, completion status, additional information, all this information, you have a separate query and join it from each one of these buckets, I'm afraid of. So this could be a little bit bigger report than you initially thought. But it's doable.
Okay.
What are some good times for you? I've got tomorrow. I've got tomorrow morning open after like 10 tomorrow, or
That works for me.
Friday afternoon.
I can do either 10 o'clock tomorrow morning or the Friday afternoon.
Okay, let's do 10 tomorrow. Are you in the East Coast?
Yes. Like Eastern Standard Time? Not the
Yeah.
not Atlantic.
Daylight time. Daylight time.
Yeah.
Daylight savings. Yeah, I always get confused, and I think we go back to standard time next week.
Well, unless you work Bell and you apparently changed yesterday. I don't know if anybody's from Canada or if it did that in the US, but Bell apparently changed everybody's phone so that went an hour behind, so everybody was an hour late.
Okay, so you're Shauna Reed, right?
Yes.
All right. 11, 12, 11, 8. WebEx. Okay, we'll get it started there, and I'll kind of start you out on the path of how to build this slowly, so you get your information, you can visualize it step by step. If you try to just dump it all in and then expect it to all show up at once, it's where you start getting challenges, and then things can break. And then we get into this scenario. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Anybody else need help on anything before we close for the day?
Yeah, I need some assistance. That I have a report that's scheduled and it runs once a week, and that was just a plain list report. And then I thought, okay, so now we can do the fancy stuff and do a summary and a chart. So I've been adding those bits in, and now when I run it to PDF, I'm now up to 90 pages because it's smeared it all over the place.
Okay.
Um,
So
the-
why don't you, yeah, that has to do with table settings of the table that you built and formatted. It starts repeating values unless you tell it to stop.
Yeah,
there's
and
two
I
things you
wanted, part of it, two parts of it I've got filtered by the year, and then the other part I wanted to do just for the last 2 months, and I haven't got that. It's got the year, and yeah. So where's the?
Okay, well, you going to, why don't you share your screen? I can give you some pointers, which you should probably just do and put them on separate pages to start. Instead of trying to build it all on one page. That's where things get complicated. So,
So do you see me now?
it's coming up. Yep.
Okay. So also I realized that I should have merged these two boxes before I built the list. So then it would have gone across the pages. So this is my summary. And
Okay, you can
this
still
was,
do that.
oh, well, I couldn't make it do that.
All right, so the trick is to, you see where there's a real thin line, see the dotted line where you're in?
Yeah.
Between the table and that box, there's a real thin line, a white line.
Yeah.
Try clicking in that little thin line in there, right there.
Well, that.
Click there. Okay, now hold control, then click in the box next to it.
Ah. And then
Okay,
up
now
here
go to
there's
your merge cells up top.
brilliant. That should help a bit. So
Yeah, that could help a lot. Now let's go to your properties. Now click on see where you say, you know where the properties are?
yeah,
Click
here.
there. Yep,
So on properties of this bit, which
yep, that bit. Now see where it says list column body on top? Click that
Yep.
down there next to the box in the ancestry and go to table. Go to table. Okay. Here, now click on pagination. Under general, yep. Under general, it says pagination.
yeah, there, yeah.
Okay, uncheck repeat table rows on page break. Click OK. Okay. Now, do you want this to be landscape, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to look better now if I did.
Okay. So now go back up to your ancestry next to table and click on it, see if it says report. No, okay. Go to your go to where it says page 1, pages and report, and click on report on your upper left. Okay, click on report. Okay, now over in your properties, click on your PDF page. And click on the box next to it. Yeah. Okay, make it landscaping. Click OK and run it. See how it works.
That's better. Yes. Okay, I can play with that. Now, my other question was, I would like this table bit, rather than having, well, two things. One, I'd like it to sort in descending date order, so we have the newest ones at the top.
Okay.
And I would like it just to do 2 months, the current month and one previous.
Okay. All right, let's go back to your page. The first thing you want to do is save your report right now, what you created. Okay. Whenever you make major steps, always make sure you're happy with something, save it. Okay, so we're gonna, first thing is, let's go to your page, on report again, and go to your first page, page 1. And what did you want to do here? Oh, okay, so date of incident. Click on this, the header date of incident in your table.
Oh, and then I can sort, this will sort it, won't it?
Yeah. Sort, go to sort and click on descending. Okay, that should take care of that. All right, so now let's go to your query.
Right, this one. So I have it on calendar year. I might need some more bits in here too, but that's.
Yeah, so this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. So what query is this for? This is for just the.
This should be the one for the list.
Okay, well, make sure, and you should rename your query to align with what it's representing.
Okay, so
So go to your page.
oh, page 1.
Yeah, double click on page, yeah, or do that. Okay, now which one do you want to? Okay, for each of these, click at the 3 boxes in the upper level.
Boom. So
What you want to do is highlight the visual, and then see which query what you got it on. This is query 1. So you could go to your.
So here I could just change this and label this summary query.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I change it here?
Can't change it there. You have to go into your queries and then right click on it. But
Okay.
this isn't the one you want to change. Which one? Is it the summary, the one that you want to change?
This one here.
Okay. So let's go to the bottom one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go to that query 1. And this should be your incident details.
So now I thought this was the other one. That's query 1. And this one was query 1 with a little one. So this one must be query 2 then. Oh, it doesn't have a query.
Okay, yeah, it does. Just click in the little pane that opened up. Click in there, and it'll show you the query.
Ah, so that's query 2. So this is, all right, got it.
Query 2.
So this one was query 1 with a big Q. Okay.
Yep. All right, so this gets a little tricky. So what you're going to do is you've got current year. Now you're going to bring in, you're going to create a current month, and you're going to filter month number between current month and current month minus 1, or current month minus 1 and current month. So that'll give you current month and previous month. Okay. So go to the main query for this dash for this.
So it's this one.
Yep. Now you're going to have to, okay, month number of incident. Good, you got there. Drag that into your filter. Okay, click in there beside it and type in between. I want to give it a space. Okay. Now you're going to type in extract, open parentheses, month, comma, current date.
Is it,
Current underscore. Close parentheses. -1. And the same expression, extract, month, current date. Oh, hold on. It's got to be lowercase and it's got to be a space. Okay, now click on that check right up there in the circle and just validate it real quick.
woohoo! I'm very good at getting errors.
All right, well, click OK and run your report, see what it looks like.
Because that'll help it as well, not be 90 pages.
Yep. The only challenge you got is at the end of the year, or
Yeah.
actually January. And we'll I can teach you how to do that in the next class.
Okay, but this is much better. Thank you. I will play with this and that will help a lot.
Yeah, essentially, or if you want it to roll over, because January is 1 and December is 12. So if you subtract 1 from January, you're going to get 0, and 0 doesn't equal December, right?
Well, I'm already street ahead because before I used to go in every January the 1st and manually change the year so that my reports would reflect. So this is great. So now I need to save this. Thank you very much. That's end of the time too. Perfect.
Okay, you got it, Sue.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers. Any other quick questions? Kimbra, did you get the recording? Or I guess you might need some time with that.
I sent another email clarifying the your full name and then with the gong as the address to our IT department, but I have not heard back yet. So I will see if I hear anything. I do have my customer service call later on today with Karen, so maybe I can get it in between and I'll give her feedback.
Okay, yeah, it's nothing on our end, I don't think. Everybody's getting it. It may just be, block and probably is a block on your end.
I know they're making some additional changes, like even putting a flash drive in. They're doing encryption if we do that on our laptop. So
Yeah, they probably have a list of, emails, addresses, if they're not recognized or blocked, so. All right, well, thanks. Have a great day, and we'll talk to all y'all next week.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.